This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, Mamas. I'm Amajal Knowles with your Saturday Sports, where we are live here at the Blue Hill Bankers Field, where the Sunshine Auto Wildcats are looking to add another trophy to their championship mantle, as they currently hold a 3-zip lead in the Providence Softball Association Championship Series against the Inventive Intellect Lady Warriors. Now the potentially deciding Game 4 is currently underway between the two teams. The Inventive Intellect Lady Warriors are currently up at bat in the bottom of the first inning. But before we get to more from this game, a quick check on what's making headlines around the country. Well, it was Coaches Media Day this week in the SEC, and taking the podium to speak about her expectations for the Ole Miss women's basketball program for the 2019-2020 season was Coach Yo herself, Yolette McPhee-McEwen, addressing the swarm of media, promising her relatively new-look team is expected to compete at a very high level.
If you were to ask me, this would be a true year one for me, because last year when I got the job, it was in complete turmoil, in better words. I mean, I don't know what other word to use. And I was just focused on giving those players a great experience. Now we've had a little shot of recruiting some kids, and so we have better relationships. I know who they are. I know what they're about, and so we're going to focus on laying the foundation this season. We're young, so we have a lot of freshmen that are in there, and we have one young lady that transferred in that's going to help us a lot, had to sit out last year. And they're just going through probably like every new team that doesn't have a team full of veterans, just trying to figure out how to compete on a daily basis and understanding their strengths and weaknesses at this level.
More basketball news this time from the association, as the Phoenix Suns recently wrapped up their preseason schedule, going 2-2 in the 4 games. Payment big man DeAndre Ayton gave his take to media on how the team fared and how early on the chemistry and communication is looking a lot better this year as opposed to last year.
I'd say our younger guys are locked in. You see how they brought us back in the game, especially when we dealing with early foul trouble. And that was the game was kind of weird for me today on the defensive end. I wanted to really be physical, because they let me start out I was being really physical, and I guess it turned down a little bit. The momentum of the game changed, but our guys are, they really lock in when it's time to perform. That bench is always going to be fired. The coach is always on that. He prefers us to call each other brothers. Having each other back on the court, and the bench giving good advice. Not just laying around. But actually giving somebody else advice who's not in the game, who's about to be in the game. So there's a lot more talk this year, a lot more. 24/9, somebody's giving constructive criticism. Sure. It is not know how you say it, but they giving you how it is. Boom, this is legit.
Some Catholic primary school basketball action over at Loyola Hall yesterday in boys action. The Enormous Moore would take on St. Cecilia's, and this one would go down to the wire. The Strikers would go into the half with a sizable lead before the Sharks would come storming back, led by 6 points from Caleb Roll, and take this game 21-16.
Today we worked on playing better defense. We had two new guys come out today. Number 84 came out and surprised everybody, and my next big boy, Anson. So we just tried to work on our defense today, because last game it wasn't too sharp.
The next one would be less competitive, as the St. Francis and Joseph Shockers would continue to look like the team to beat this year. Powered by 13 points from Michael Munning, St. Francis would easily handle the Xavier's Giants 23-6.
Well, we practiced and played hard. We tried to do the drills good. Even though some of them didn't go well, we got the W.
Well, just came out flat, and just didn't execute. That's the bottom line. Well, the expectation is to go out there and win, and continue practicing hard and listening, and that's the key. Like I said, we're dealing with these kids, their attention span is so short. You just have to try and keep them focused and keep them locked in.
And softball news from the Old Timers Softball Association, with a big game tomorrow with the BTC Vibes at the Southern Recreation Grounds. Defending champs and current division leaders, the Yellowrum Homeboys, are looking to continue their winning ways.
Yeah, well, we're one of the top teams in the league. We're defending back-to-back champions. we got a few competitions, teams that were up there. But I think at the end of the season, we can be in the dance. I don't know who's going to be dancing with us, but we can be leading the dance. Well, our team, we have a few knickknacks, little injuries, but any good team on trying to win the championship, you will have a few injuries, but you got to pay through them. If you want to win the championship, you got to pay through injuries.
In boxing news, Raymond is Sr. holding a card this past weekend, something he says he will continue to do as he tries to continue to build up the sport of boxing in the country.
I just want to keep boxing going. Now, we will be here next week after next. So every other Saturday, we can be putting on boxing, live boxing, in order to develop and build the young talent. We see if you don't build the young talent, if you don't have no shows, you can't beat nobody, because these guys in the world has over 200 fights. You got to be able to match that so that you can have a chance of being successful.
Well, since you last saw me, the Lady Warriors was able to muster up some offense, getting runners in scoring position, but unfortunately they weren't able to bring them home. The score is still tied at 0-0 at the beginning of the top inning. Now, this is not the only game tonight, as on the men's side, the CNS Hitmen look to take a commanding 3-1 lead in their championship series against the Johnson Truckers. That's all the time we have for sports on this Saturday. A quick check on weather is up next.
This is ZNS Total Sports.